Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to make Orky Banners. These Orky Banners will be made out of recyclable materials, everything they can find in your bits boxes. Nothing that I will use here you have to buy, it's just all the bits that you probably have in your bits boxes already. So all the stuff that you need is probably there. Okay, so that's how the Orky banner will look like. This is a very oversized Orky banner, but still I think it looks pretty decent and pretty massive for an orc army. As you can see, it's been made out of a sprue and a bit of cardboard that I got from IKEA. And here's another example of a smaller one. It's not the symmetric banner, but I think that wouldn't mind for orcs. Who cares, really? So these are very big nope banners. Okay, so now I'm going to show you all the tools that you need to make these banners. Obviously you need a pen, then you need a sheet of paper. It's better if it's not too thick, not too thin, just a normal 80-gram paper will do. Pliers, just to make those edges on the little pin that will hold the banner in place. So they need a sort of a narrow front end so you can make sharp edges, the 90-degree edge. And the wire comes from IKEA frames that you can buy, and I have tons of it because of the frames that we bought, and we didn't really hang them on the wall. We just used the wire. Well, it's there. And the very important thing is to sort of match the width of your pin vise to the width, to the thickness of the wire, because then it will make the wire stick into the orc body and it will not slide out, and the GW pin vise is too big for that. So basically what I've done, I've bought a new drill for my pin vise. So you really need to synchronize those bits. It's going to make your life so much easier, especially for pinning the models and not gluing them together. So next you need pliers, cutters, and there's a very important bit that I'm going to touch on later regarding the cutters, sorry. Obviously some files, and X-Acto knife is really good. I like to cut things out with X-Acto knife, not with my scissors. It just gives me the freedom, and the files obviously to make some scratches and bits and bobs. Obviously PVA glue and super glue. The super glue, I'll basically explain it later why do we need both of these glues. Obviously a big brush to cover the paper with the PVA. So now, yeah, obviously you need also a bit of a frame that you will make the sort of how do you call it? The frame of the banner, and I will use this bit. As you can see at the bottom, it's already cut out, but I'm going to use the exact same bit, and that's probably how it looks like. Yeah, on this one I didn't use the symmetric one, as I said before. I just used the asymmetric. Obviously it's orcs, they don't really mind. It's just a bit of a frame, wooden frame or what have you, and that's how it's gonna look. So here's the prepared bit I've already cut out. Yeah, as you can see, it matches this area perfectly. I've already removed some excess plastic and made it look more or less like planks of wood or whatever, just to make it more lifelike. And yeah, so that's about it. Don't try too hard, and always remember, use the X-Acto knife away from your body. I've got myself too many times not to mention this right now. So these are all the tools, and that's already the first step that we've got behind us. Oh yeah, the thing about the pliers, these cutters, sorry, they've got a really flat surface on one side. Remember to use the flat surface towards the thing that you want to save, and the thing that just sort of pushes the stuff out away from the model, because it really damages the plastic. So you really want to don't do that to your models, obviously, and leave the nice edge, as you can see under my finger. You really want to leave this edge on the model, so it's basically easier for you to remove any excess plastic from the sprue. And yeah, basically that's it. So that's how you use it. Flat surface to the model, flat surface to the thing that you're working on, and the other side to basically the waste. You just don't use it. So this is the frame, this is a piece of paper, and now we need to make a sort of the banner, the sheet of whatever actually works would use. So I usually do it like so. I put the frame on and I leave some bit at the bottom so the yoke can fit in, and I just draw the frame where it's gonna be, and then I draw the rest of where it's gonna go. So all the stuff that I won't need, and as you can see, those bits need to stick out a little bit to make it more, you know, how it actually looks like. And don't be very precise about it. It's just, obviously it's an Orky banner, so it doesn't really matter. But even with the other races, it's going to be a free-flowing material, so it has to have some space, have to have some what do you call it, access. So these are going to be my flaps that will go around the frame, and I will be gluing them to the rest of it. Obviously, as I know now after watching this, I'm making it too short, and I will have to make it bigger later on, but let's just leave for now. Oh, and just remember to cross out with excess, or somehow cross out the stuff that you will have to cut out. It will make it easier later on. So right now I'm just cutting out the sheet. There you go, nice and tidy. No need to be very pedantic about it. You won't be able to see the difference anyway, so why bother? And as I said, I like to use the X-Acto knife because it gives me freedom. The lines are not so straight, and it's easier to cut corners and all the bits. To remove the excess, get rid of it, and so yeah, that's how it is more or less. And I know now that I will not need some of these bits later on, so I will have to remove them later. You'll see. And so yeah, this little gap inside will allow you to bend the flaps around, wrap those flaps around the frame of the banner, and basically making it stay in its place. So now I'm removing some bits that I don't want over there, and as you can see, no, you don't do it like that. You do it exactly like that. So now you'll see why we're going to be using super glue in a second. Right, so before applying any glue, right, so yeah, so as I said, I'm wrapping around the flaps so they will stay better. They will already be in place. So that's the frame, and then we need to put some glue on it, and now we have to decide which side it will go to the yoke. Obviously the flatter one is better because it's going to stick on the back more perfectly. It's going to be easy to sort of, even if you decide to glue it. So we need to basically make sure where we're going to put it. So now, yeah, you notice that I didn't cut this bit off, so I'm doing it, and right, so it fits perfectly. just bend those flaps, and now we have to put some super glue. Super glue, I'm using super glue to make it all work extremely fast. Basically, just gonna take a couple seconds for it to dry and hold everything in place. Just make sure that you put everything in the right spot. So my glue is not working properly. Perfect. Yeah, thank you, glue. Thank you. That's what I need when I'm recording a video. Shit. So now it's all fixed. And just a hint to all of you, I used a bit of wire just to drill the hole in the end a bit. So as you can see now, I'm just wrapping those flaps, and they already stick there, and it's already done. The banner is ready, and you could actually just use it. But what I like to do, I just like to hold it in place over there, because it's just gonna look better. It's gonna be more stiff, and it's gonna look less like a bit of paper, more like a plastic card or what have you. So yeah, just removing the excess bits that you don't need because it's sticking out too much. And as I said before, with the flat surface too, the bit you're working on. And again, I'm reminding everyone to use the exact knife away from your body. I've cut my fingers and flesh right open so many times that I've got so many scars on my fingers that I can't even count. So here we go. That's about ready. We just need to last finishing touches. But it looks too neat, to be honest. To me, it looks too neat. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut some corners, do some damage to it, and things like that. So it's not gonna look that perfect. So a bit over here, a bit over there. I just try to make it, every single edge have to have some damage on it, because it's just gonna look better. And on this side I'm gonna make a huge one, just because I can. So here it is. Everything's done, and that's it. The stuff is done, and that's the banner. So right now we're gonna see how we can attach it. And alright, yeah, the PVA glue. Why do we need a PVA glue? We need to cover the whole banner with the layer of PVA glue to make it even more thick. If we want to shape it in any form, just first shape it and then cover it with PVA glue. And what I noticed later on, even if you cover it with PVA glue, it makes the banner more stiff-like, so you can later on form it a little bit by heating it up with a light bulb and then forming it back, pushing it to the shape you want, and then and that's it. So now they look a bit more like banners, and as you could probably hear if there was an original track. There's even difference in sound when you tap the bit of paper. So not really sure what I'm talking about right now in Polish version, but anyway, we're gonna be moving on to pinning it to the model in a second, and it's pretty easy with the pin vise. Oh yeah, I'm just looking for another Ork knob to attach the banner to. So I found this Assault on Black Reach knob. It's better to use plastic models because it's really hard to drill manually with the pin vise in the metal models. But obviously, if you've got a drill machine, or whatever you call it, electric drill, just use it. So right now the wire, and that's how I'm gonna make this little contraption. I don't know actually how you call it, but it's like two-pronged pin. And why are we using two-pronged pin? It's because otherwise the banner would act as it would look like a propeller. It would spin on the Ork's back, not looking proper Orky. So that's why you need to basically mount it in two places to make it stay in place, well, more or less. So yeah, I'm right now cutting it away from the from the wire, and as you can see, it just needs a little bit more, couple touches to make it parallel both prongs, so they basically will go into the yoke better, and you won't have to struggle mounting the banner later on. So here you go, that's the proper pin, and now we have to mark exact distances because it's plastic and the pin is metal. So the only thing you have to do is just to scratch it a little bit. I'm not sure why I'm waving my hand right now, probably that bad. But on one side you just need to find a nice clean spot and just scratch it. Once is enough, as you can see. Just use the pin vise and drill 2 holes. So always remember not to drill through your finger. Just make a couple turns first and then move your finger away and continue drilling. So here you go, 1 hole, and there goes another one. And if I remember correctly, I'm gonna touch my finger with the pin vise. Because obviously, ouch, I didn't pay attention because I was talking too much. So now we've got the holes, we need to put the pin in, just dry test it, if it's gonna work. Here you go, works perfectly. So, just a couple more touches again, just to make it flat over there. Not too much because you're gonna break the plastic. Make the prongs parallel. And we're gonna use exactly the same method to mark scratches on the knob. Well, actually, I'm trying to find a better one, more suitable, maybe a converted one, but all of them prove to be metal. So, and I don't want to spend half an hour drilling 2 holes and bore you to death. So, I'm just gonna use this one again. Scratch, and drill the holes. And also, in cases like that, be careful not to drill through the miniature, so you don't basically leave any spots on the front of the model, because it's really easy, with some of the models to leave marks like that. Just make it nice and clean. Clean those holes. And dry fit the banner again. So here you go, it should fit properly on the first try, obviously, because we used those 2 prongs to make the holes. So here you go, and click. There you go, the banner stays in place. We just need to shorten the prongs a bit. We don't need that much. So again, the cutters, and again, flat surface to what you want to save. And for security, for my safety, I always cut metal bits off under the table, especially the wire, because it flies in many unexpected places, and it hit me in the eye a couple of times, so that's just a precaution. You should actually, according to probably health and safety in England and some silly laws in US, you should wear some protective eyewear. But no, we in Poland are too hardcore, and we don't do that kind of silly stuff. And so here you go, there's a banner ready, already prepared for a game. It's I tend to leave them unglued, so I can remove them for transport, and I can basically swap the banners from one knob to another, creating, depending which one I want to use. So here it is, the new guy with the banner, and just for comparison, the other guy with a non-symmetric banner, and a finished base, and the third guy comes along. Here you go, 3 guys with 3 banners, 3 proper mean looking knobs with banners. And because they are knobs, they need to look massive, they need to be proper filthy. What else you can do to these banners? You can also add some stuff like Orky bits, marine heads, I don't know, chains. If you've got a small chain, you can super glue it to the banner. And just remember to cover every single bit of the surface with PVA. Even cover the pole to give it some texture. And in case of this banner, I used a bit of a different technique. As you can see, it has no white bits like this one, and I also used flaps, but I sort of measured the front a bit wider, and so I left some excess. So later on, I could sort of wrap it around and close the gap, so you can't see those flaps ending anywhere. Because obviously it has to be two-sided banner. The other ones, you're going to be looking at them only from the front. This one, you're going to be able to see it from both sides, so that's why I did it. And it also makes the banner a bit more sturdy, a bit more plastic art looking. Obviously it's not plastic art, but well, here you go. And also it has been covered with PVA. And there you go. There's one more thing you can do with the banner. Yeah, right. I forgot why do I need files over here, because I haven't used them. You also use them to make the frame of the banner. Just get rid of some excess plastic art. So now using the pin vise, I'm going to make some bullet holes and a bit of X-Acto knife magic to make the cross breaks. And a very simple method to use something bigger, like a end of the pen, to make the actual bullet holes. And here you go. Remember to cover it with PVA to make it more sturdy, and fill the gaps so they don't actually go through, and it's going to actually look like it's sculpted, maybe. to an untrained eye, it's going to look sculpted. Well, there you go. There's the banner. And here are the orcs. So if I could ask you to rate and subscribe to my channel, just leave comments if you wish. Just like or don't like my video, and well, whatever you do, have fun